Hello Internet, this is Lord Mad Dog and we are playing From the Depths. Today we are coming at you with another build. And we're going to do what some people might consider absolutely heinously evil. We're going to play Chop Shop with our tiny little splasher. So let's jump right on in. Right, so first off, I've already gone ahead and I have ripped out the front end of the tiny splasher. So everything that was in the front, I have already ripped it out. And I'm sorry for a little bit of choppiness if it's a little choppy for you guys. I forgot to lower the resolution before I started to record. So my computer can't quite handle it at 180p at full speed like this. So it might be a tad bit choppy on your side. But anyway, like I say, I went ahead and I'm copying the thingy there, the front end of it. I cut everything out in front of it, and I just copied it, and now I flipped it on top because we're going to take and flip this whole thing on its end. But we're going to develop the front end here. We're going to also kind of have it for the backside, but you'll see what I mean. It's kind of hard to explain, but I think you guys will like the way it ends up looking. I do. I really do. Okay, so let's go ahead and remove some more of this stuff. We're just going to wipe out the turret that's in here. Wipe out everything that's in here because we don't need any of it. Just completely wipe it all out. Yep, there we go. All y'all. All right, so we still need to remove some things in here, I think. Yeah, okay. Yep, that's good. Now we're going to go ahead and I think we're going to need to kind of copy and bring up, we need at least another layer or two. But first we're going to go ahead and copy the side thing, and we're going to stick it on the top of it. You're going to like the way, I guarantee, it seems kind of weird right now what I'm doing, but you're going to like how it turns out when I'm done. So the only problem with doing it this way, because I like to do this with some of my vessels, I like to completely reimagine them after I get done with them, and just completely remake them. And so that's exactly what I'm doing here. So I am putting the thing right at the top. And the only like I was saying, the only problem with doing something like this is you end up having the exact same. That didn't go where I wanted it to. You end up having, when you save the file, it says so many versions, like version 157 or something like that, instead of like version 10, like where it would usually be when you get done. All right, so I'm going to put on top and bottom just to see how this will look when we're done. Make sure we're matching up here. And no, actually, I don't think that actually went where I wanted it to go, but I'll deal with that later. First off, now we can get rid of these things. Completely cut them off. We don't need them anymore. We don't need any of the back either, so we're just cutting that all the way off. There, it drops away. Now, what we do need is we need to copy the bottom and put it on the top. Connect it on the top. But first, we're going to have to fix this up a bit and get the bottom run fixed as well. Yep, and I do not realize it yet, but the bottom one's not in the right place. I didn't realize that they are actually not symmetrical in the sense you can just flip them. They're left and right horizontally. So I have to use an outside program later on, not right now. I can just copy and flip them right now, but later on, because they will not be horizontal, and I did not built the right way for what I was wanting to do. I have to use the outside converter program that's on the web. Just type in Google From the Depths converter. It's really handy, beautiful thing, amazing. Amazing, whoever did it, thank you so much. I've used it so much. It's so awesome to use that. It can help you completely create a symmetrical vehicle by flipping your stuff horizontally. You can even use it for using it to build particle cannons, because it flips things horizontally, which means if you know what you're doing, you can get it to, here, I'm just going to go ahead and put this right here. So now we have our design. Yes, that's nice. Perfect. This is going to be the inside of our ship. Yes, and we're going to flip the whole thing on its side. You'll see me do that here in a bit. So first off, I'm going to, like I said, continue to fix these things here. And the bottom is, I finally realized that it's not in the right place. It's got to go back one, so I've got to remove it. There we go. And once again, take this one up here and copy it and put it down there. I was not sure exactly what if I wanted the front to be the one that looks farther, it goes farther out, or the back to go farther out. In the end, I choose to have the back go farther out, so when I go ahead and copy this thing and I flip it, I go ahead and make that the back. Yes, that's exactly where I want that, I think. Yes. So we're going to now copy the whole thing. We're going to, like I said, it's pretty interesting watching this post-process as I did it. Yeah. And here we're going to go and set it right on top of itself. It's really cool right there. And now we're just going to go ahead and slowly delete some of this ship. So when I totally cut it off, it doesn't actually cut, the top doesn't get cut away. It's just this that gets cut away. So I have to cut this in half. But like I said, the bottom falls away, not the top. And there we go. Now we'll just go ahead and remove this completely. Yay, gone. All right, so now this is basically the finished model of what our ship is going to somewhat look like. As you can tell, it doesn't look anything like the Tiny Splasher at all. It's massively different. And I really like that. That's what I was really trying to do, trying to go for. Also, it is still actually too big. It ends up being quite a bit too big for what I really want, so I have to actually cut it down and make it smaller, which doesn't look as cool as it looks now. But with a 3,000 volume limit, yeah, you have to really, really squeeze things out. And I actually have to make the sides longer to create even more of a stability. Oh, that's right, I haven't told you what I'm doing with the sides yet, have I? No, I forgot, I haven't. I'm going to make this thing into a thruster craft. And the sides are going to be my pontoons which hold all my thrusters. Right there, I'm putting the thrusters in. To make it right there. Yes. There we are, and we'll add some more 2 pieces in there. And we're going to cut out the sides so I can put in the control thrusters on the side. Yeah, and I'm also going to put 2 control thrusters on the top as well, because it's always good to have that'll keep you from rolling if you have ones on the side, front and sides. Now, okay, I realize that they cross over from each other and hit each other, so I have to use the smaller ones instead of big ones on the sides, which is fine. I have to use a combination of smaller and big ones all around, the whole way through the whole system here. But they're heavily armored. Also, I'm going to use that program I talked about, the modifying program, to turn everything into heavy armor. Yes, heavy armor, because you only got 3,000 volume, and with 3,000 volume, you cannot do multiple layers of armor, and it ends up being that my outer layer of armor ends up being my only layer of armor, which is insane, especially when you have tons of little pieces, tons of little I'm having a really hard time remembering what they're called. Not deco pieces, they're specific name, modeling pieces or something like that, I can't remember. Now I'm also going to go ahead and try to set up a back thruster. So I'm going to remove this and this, but I just right here I realized that while my ship is symmetrical, it was not. Oops, let me pause. It was not symmetrical in a sense where there's one going down the middle, and I seriously needed one going down the middle. So I went ahead and I clipped off the other end. I converted everything to heavy armor, and now I'm trying to see if I'll have enough room for the cannon I want to put into this ship. Sadly, no matter how much I do not have the volume limit for this. So even though I mess with this for quite some time and try to make it a viable option, right now I will even begin to pull off the top and extend it. I will jump ahead so you don't have to see me do that. But I don't have the volume limit I seriously need for that. So you see here, I have pulled up the top, pulled out the bottom, and I have made made it so this vehicle will basically hold the turret that I'm after. It just needs to go 2 up, and I can do that real easy. It can make a nice turret hold. And if I didn't have the volume limit of 3,000 because we're playing the Glow campaign, this would be a killer design, because this is a non-stop firing 500 millimeter let me start again. It's a 500 millimeter advanced cannon with rail assist, and it's a beauty to behold. It can obliterate most craft. It also has enough. I also have it set up so the 6 millimeters, the 6 meter autoloaders also have 1/3 of them have what do they call it? Disruptor bullets, so they can wipe out shields, which makes this an absolute necessary in the Glau campaign, because everything has really good shields in the Glau campaign. But with disruptor bullets at 500 millimeter, you can obliterate the shields pretty fast, especially if you set them in the right place, so your disruptor shells shoot first. That also can get a little messy though. Better to go on off, and have a decent amount for it. So this, like I was saying, would make a really nice ship if I didn't have the 300 millimeter limit. It would have been about a 100k vessel. It would have actually been capable of beating my Ebon Star. Well, before the Ebon Star actually got lasers. After the Ebon Star got lasers, no way you're going to defeat that with a regular advanced cannon, because you can just cut off the advanced cannon. So let's skip forward here, because like I said, this ends up getting all tossed because I don't have the volume limit. So right there is more or less the end of what this would look like if I had just copied it and pasted it over, and it would look really cool. But doesn't work. So I have now copied and pasted the other side over using the flip in the modifier, online modifier that I was talking about, converter. But as you can see, there's my volume limit of 3,222, and I have no engines, no nothing. It's just not going to work. I thought I could get it to work, and it's not even finished. That's really sucked. It really did. I really wanted that, because I really worked a long time on this cannon. So now I am adding some ammo barrels in the very tips of my side pylons that hold my. Why am I having such a hard time speaking today? It's just pitiful. I'm sorry for that. I've never had this much time speaking. Must be because of how fast things are moving. So right now I'm calling it the Zoomer, but I have no idea what I really want to call it. It's not a good name to call it the Zoomer. It looks more like a stingray, not a stingray, like something with a mouth on it at the end. I'm not sure what you would call it. Here I'm just trying to lower down my volume limit, trying to get it so I can actually have this cannon, but not going to happen. So the cannon goes away. Bye-bye, cannon. I feel like weeping as I watch it fall away. Oh, it's sad. Really sad. Oh, well, I've got to jump forward. We'll cut out some of the... Now we're going to go ahead and set up our control systems. I thought I would go with a land AI, because I thought that would work for being a hovercraft, but that doesn't quite work for the LU. I decided, instead of a PID, I decided to go with an LUA that I have had for a long time, so before the PID even existed. And this LUA allows me, once I get it actually to work, which I will here in a sec, This is the LUA. It allows me to push up and down and edit my height by just using the arrow keys. If once I actually get it to work here. But first, we're going to also go ahead and do our side thrusters. See here, I just put those side thrusters will now have H as to light up, and these thrusters will go K to light up, which enables me to turn. And now these big thrusters will enable me to, if in emergency, push my entire ship slightly to the left or slightly to the right, which is actually very useful when trying to dodge bullets. You cannot believe how useful that can be. The AI won't very much use it very well, but as a player, I can utilize it very well. And here I'm just messing with my thrusters, my custom jets is what I was setting up there. Setting up my custom jets. As you can see, I can turn and I can go forward, and it floats pretty nicely in the air. But I also need to add some more thrust power because I only can go 30 meters per second. I want to hit more like 60 meters per second. I don't really have to go too fast in this campaign. The enemies seem to suit very slow-moving projectiles, very heavy, slow-moving projectiles. So I think just being able to hit there. Yes, now I'm able to hit 55 meters per second. That's 58. That's pretty good. But it is also pushing me into the ground because I'm not quite sure why it was pushing me into the ground. I never did figure out why that was, but I eventually stopped doing that. Because I have to remove all the top case and the bottom case. I guess the bottom and tape case were causing some type of drag issue, and it was also pushing me to the right, and I couldn't figure out why that was. As you see me messing with the drag and forces to figure out what is going on with this whole thing. Alright, so let's skip forward a bit. As I stop messing with that, I'm going to do a little bit more editing with this. This stupid thing won't go the right way. That's super annoying when that stuff happens. And I do believe that I will jump a little bit farther ahead. Give me a sec. So after messing with it a bit, I decided my side pylons weren't actually big enough. They needed to go out farther forward to keep myself to be able to go, to get myself to go higher. I mean, to keep myself from diving forward. So that's what I did. I increased the size of my side pylons here, and then I went ahead and reshaped my bottom and top. And I'm just filling in this top here, refilling it back in with the wedge system there. I am also now going to go ahead and do my shields. Place my shields. I will only have like 5 or 6 shields on this thing. I don't need that many because we're going to be in space, so we don't have to, I mean in the air. We don't need to have a whole bunch. Yeah. Okay. And right here is my current engines. They don't have quite enough power to power my system, so I'm going to go ahead and look for a bigger engine. I'm going to also put a little bit more padding there so my engine doesn't get blown up. And here I'm going to quickly flip through all of my prefabs. And I'm trying to find the engine I'm looking for because I couldn't find it. It's actually number 4 because I remember now as I watch back. I'm like, no, it's number 4. Number 4, Daniel. Go, Lord Magic, go. Now, okay, there, I finally found it. Here it is. This is the one I wanted. So it is a 2-piecer. And then flip it right on top of itself, and there we go. We have a nice engine design. Engines are super complicated and hard. I would suggest that you go find someone who knows what they're doing. There's quite a few good models out there. I do not suggest that you would make your own engine, because no matter how good you make it, you're not going to make it someone as good as someone who spent 16 hours on trying to figure out how to do it. So here I'm going to go ahead and just make it all come right up here and have an exhaust right at the top. I do have to do some more editing with it later on off screen, but it's more or less a pretty good engine. Now I want to see where all my stuff is at. Right now I'm also syncing. There, I realized it was not pasted in there. For some reason it was not. I don't know why it wasn't. It got changed somehow. And now once again we are flying. And now I'm just going to go ahead and activate and see what is up with all my other there. And this has happened because I copied and pasted my system. So I had to change them all, and right here. Now this is a much better setup for the shields. As you can see, it can also go up and down, fly around, real easy, good, perfect, good, smooth movement. Took a while to set up, does take a little bit to set up. You can use the PID or an LUA block. Was it LAU block? I'm always getting the A and the U mixed up in those things. And I do believe it's time to go ahead and show you the end result. So I'll be right back. So here it is, the end result. As you can see, it has changed some. It even changed after I went to come back and look at it because I decided I didn't quite like how these things looked. These little side pieces. So yes, it has changed dramatically actually since I've seen it because I have made it smaller. I had to make it smaller because, as you can see, I'm right at the volume limit. Right at it. Yes. Alright, so let's go ahead and take a look inside. Up front, we have some thrusters to go backwards just a little bit. We have our control unit right here where we sit, and have this a little bit farther in the back, the LUA that I use. I have this stuff on the back, that way it doesn't get as destroyed as easily if it get hit in the front, because I will be mostly facing the enemy, at least I would want to kind of. My engine, this is the gun I had to go with. If I had more volume limit, I would move things more forward and more things a little bit farther back. Like this engine, I can move back about a couple paces, and I would actually extend it out sideways because I have a lot of room coming out sideways. I think I could put another layer right here already without moving things real easy, but I don't have the volume limit. Then I have some repair bots. I have right here's my disruptor one, and these are ammunition thingies, and then my custom engines in the back. As you can see, it's actually quite empty inside because, well, volume limit. Otherwise that'd be full of armor and different various things, but can't because of volume limit. All right, and then we have the barrels in the very back, ammo barrels in the very back, and some ammo barrels in the very front, and everything else is thrusters. So let's go ahead and give this thing a nice good old spin. Before though, I think we should look at it, and I think I would like some comments. What in the world should I call this thing? I don't know, it looks like some type of Asian fish or something. It's definitely not the Zoomer anymore. It doesn't look anything like the Zoomer. I'm not sure what you would call it though. It kind of got teeth on the front. It's kind of neat looking. It's cute. That's it. That's the word for it. It's cute. Violent cute. It's kind of like, you don't want to touch it, but it's kind of slightly cute type of look. So let's go ahead and spawn in a full array of enemies for me to kill. If you have been watching my series, you know that this would not be something that you'd really want to do. So here, let's go over ahead and go after these guys. I have to get a little bit closer because my cannon, even though it is the long range, I'd rather not waste my first couple bullets on the long range stuff. So let's go ahead and turn around and fly towards them. I can hit a good 60-70 meters per second. I also can fly to the left and right if necessary, so I can dodge bullets, which enables me some nice stuff. Let's go ahead. Out there is the tank. I think we want to take out the Sam though first, because he's pretty much the only thing that can actually hit me. Oh, well, say that there, the tank almost hit me. As you see, the first shot is a white shot, which is Tracer, but it's actually my disruptor, and that took out his shields, which enables me to actually hit and do a good amount of damage. Oh, I didn't actually shoot. That was not the Sam I shot at. That was the mortar I shot at. Here, there's the Sam. And it takes a while for this thing to reload ammo. That's the sad thing. I wanted to have a continuous interrupted fire, but that just didn't happen because I didn't have a big enough area. Here. And I can go up and down according to... Why am I shooting? Here, shoot. I guess it's still... There we go. Boom. Boom, boom, boom. There goes the Sam. It sunk. Pretty much, more or less. I think. Yeah, I blew off its back tail. Let's go ahead and kill the tank next, because it's pretty close to the most dangerous of them all. There's the first shot to take out its shields. And there we did. Ooh, did we? Oh, that was... How good a damage we did, I do not know. And even if we take a couple good hits from the tank, it can't really do any damage to me anymore, but I can really dodge the tank if I would just watch what I'm doing. There, good shot, right down in. AI dead. And the disruptors are awesome. I just recently discovered those. Well, no, I mean, I've known about them, but I've recently realized that you can use them with advanced cannons. I've known they're good for lasers. You get a good disruptor for... There, AI dead. Let's see, what else is there? Oh, the Brawler's still shooting at us. Here we go. Come here, Brawler. Let's put you into bed. Do, 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 doom, 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 doom. Oh, wow. For some reason, it shot 3 of the disruptors first. Oh, and the way to turn them white, if you want to turn them white, you put a tracer on it. So, and I wasted one... Yeah, I wasted one EMP slot to put a tracer on it, because I wanted to know which bullets I am shooting so I can see. Otherwise, they're always green, and that's just not good use of what I want. I'm gonna go down a bit. Ooh, I sank him. One good old bout, really good. AI dead. All right. Let's. As I said, I can actually adjust. See the little altitude over there in the corner? I love that feature about the LUA. I don't think there's any other way to do this without a LUA. I went down too fast. I might end up sinking here. Oh, that was stupid. Well, if this had been campaign mode, I would be shooting myself in the butt right now, because I would be sinking and there's no way for me to get out. I've tried everything to actually create a system, but I don't have the... There we go. I can hover at a good 50 meters above the ground. So if I want to capture, it'll make it really easy to capture. But as you've noticed, you have to come down slowly. You don't want to come down really fast. Where's that little yappy gun? And yes, right there. I took care of its little yappy gun, as you can see. And now, as with all of my vehicles, I eject with ease, jump down, and I go after its AI. The only problem with this is, well, the AI is not actually available for me to shoot at. I don't know where the AI is on this thing. I've never tried to capture the SAM. Oh, there! Lucky! And that is needed. The only problem is I'd actually be dead by now. There, I captured the SAM. Because I didn't know where the SAM's AI was. If I would have known where the SAM's AI gun, I guess I could have got in there fast. Then you just teleport back to the Zoomer. It needs a new name. A different name. It really does. But yes, that is the Zoomer. I think I'm quite pleased with its performance. I do wish I had a little bit more volume to increase the gun's ability to reload, shoot, to have more of a sustained fire instead of have to shoot like 5 or 6 times and then have to wait forever. But yeah, I hope you have enjoyed this build. I hope you like it just as much as I do. If you have, go ahead and give it a thumbs up. Comments, everything's always very welcome. Subscribe if you want. And I will see you next time, hopefully. Lord Mad Dog, signing off.